What's up, everybody? So we're back out in the shop, and in this episode I was going to do the Hamon heat treat process for this Tonto right here, but the stuff that I put on the spine to create that Hamon didn't come in the mail. Now what did come in the mail is the package that it was in, this basically brown paper bag, and no contents. Partially because, for some reason, the people at Amazon thought that putting something that comes in a tube like this with a pointy tip in a equivalent to a brown paper bag was a good idea. It was not. They ripped straight through it, and who knows where those things are. So they are replacing them and sending them to me, but I won't get them in time to actually film this video, so yeah. I will be putting that video out on Thursday, so you will have the Shop Talk Tuesday, and then the Thursday you'll get the process for this, and then on the weekend you'll get the next step. So you'll still get that video this week, it just will not be happening today. So what I did want to do in today's video is I wanted to answer a couple of questions that I get asked very often. And these are ones that I've been asked the most in 2021 and 2022. And these are by people who've been getting into knife making, maybe been doing it for 6 months to a year, and they're wanting to step up their quality and speed and things like that. So here it goes. The number one thing is, hey, what 2x72 do you use? Because they want to step up from a 1x30 to a 2x72 to make it more efficient, to be able to do more work with it. And of course, mine is a KMG by Bauer Metalworks. And this thing has paid for itself times 6. So it was a good investment at that time. But if I was to suggest a 2x72 now, it would not be this. And I can say that because I'm not sponsored by Bauer Metalworks. They've probably never even seen any of my videos, even though I've been using their grinder for years now. But if I was to do it again, it would not be this one. All the accessories for this are really pricey. They're great and they do really good work, but whenever I originally purchased this, I spent just over $2,000, and that didn't come with a VFD or a 3-phase motor or anything like that. It came with this motor that's on here. It's a 2-horse motor, so it's powerful enough, but it comes with the 3-step pulley system and the little belt. And because of that, it bogs down very easily. So if I go in to start, just hogging off material, it just dies down super fast. And then I have to pull back from it, then go back in, then pull back from it, then go back in. You'll hear it in videos where you can hear it bog down, and I would not suggest going with this particular setup. What I would suggest is one of the Ameribrade setups. I absolutely love their design, their stand, everything about their 2x72 that they have out right now, and it's equivalent price to this. So if I was going to spend another $2,000, I would definitely get their setup. But if I was going to spend a little bit of less money and build it myself, getting one from Brian House is probably the best bang for your buck that you can do. And you get the satisfaction of building it yourself. Now, the best part about his setups are he gives you everything that you need and plans for it and all of that stuff. Where to drill, where to do all your things. It's awesome. Like, if you were going to spend the money and get the best bang for your buck, it would absolutely be his, because it is one of the least expensive but best quality things that you can get, which is epic. And I plan on actually purchasing one of those whenever we get the shop expansion done, and I'm going to build it for y'all. Just like Aaron did with his. If you want to go check out a video of someone building one, go over to Aaron's channel and watch that. I'm going to leave a link for his in the description below. And of course, I'm going to leave a link for Ameribrade and Brian's setups on the description, so you can go check those out. But if I was to do it differently, those are the 2 directions that I would go, because I love what they have. I love being able to go horizontal and stuff like that. It's just, those are great setups and great bangs for your buck. Now, other than the 2x72, I get asked a lot about my Porta bandsaw. Do I think the Porta bandsaw is necessary? If you're going to step up your game from an angle grinder, it 100% is. I'm going to tell you right now, there are 3 tools in my shop that put in almost all of the work, 90% of the work. 2x72, Porta bandsaw, drill press. Those are the things that are constantly going, constantly getting used. I use them for every knife that leaves my shop. These 3 tools have touched those knives. So if I was to suggest something, it would be that, especially if you're elevating your game from a hand drill, from an angle grinder and files, or a 1x30. These are the 3 things that are going to step that up. So if you're going from files and 1x30, the next step is 2x72, or maybe a 2x48, depending on the size of your shop. You're going from an angle grinder, the next step is a Porta bandsaw. It's 100% worth it, 100%. The downside to angle grinders is they throw sparks everywhere. They throw metal everywhere, distances. I mean, it is crazy whenever I go to start sweeping up the dust from an angle grinder. Everywhere. I've burnt gloves up, I've burnt pants, I've shot sparks into my camera and melted little lenses and stuff like that. So if I was to step up from an angle grinder, it would be a Porta bandsaw, because the Porta bandsaw does almost none of that. It puts in work, it will cut through all kinds of different stuff, and it does it quick. So if you're going to step up from your angle grinder to another tool, I would suggest, now I just use the Bauer Porta bandsaw from Harbor Freight and the Swag off-road table that bolts straight up to the factory mounting holes into the Porta bandsaw. It's absolutely epic, and like I said, I put in tons of work at that. I cut wood with it, I cut steel with it, I do everything with it, and it is awesome. So if you're going to be elevating to the next step, it's going to be that. And then of course a drill press from a hand drill. So you cannot get very precise holes drilled with a hand drill, because you're always going to be kind of moving a little bit. Whenever you get a drill press and you need to actually drill nice square holes through scales, through tangs, all of that stuff, so that you have nice pin fitment, so that whenever your pins are in there and you're gluing it up, you don't have little oblong holes around your pins. That stuff is not very attractive when it comes to a higher end knife where you're trying to step up your game within knife making. And the cool thing is, a drill press, let's say I wanted to eliminate my oscillating spindle sander, my drum sander, which is basically what I use instead of a small wool attachment, because I don't have a small wool attachment. So I could actually eliminate the spindle sander because I can get those same attachments for the drill press, and it will do the same thing. I can pretty much make knives purely off of the 2x72, the Porta bandsaw, and that drill press. And the reason why the 2x7 or the Porta bandsaw is so important to me is, again, because of my 2x72, because it bogs down when I try and hog off material. I cut a lot of that material off with the Porta bandsaw to make it to where I don't have to worry about the bogging down of this. So it's one of those things where, like I said, every knife that leaves my shop has been used, you know, one of these tools has been used on it. And of course, that doesn't involve the whole forging aspect. I'll get into that stuff in a different video, but you will need a forge to be able to heat treat your knives, unless you decide that you want to send them out and have them heat treated. At that point, you can do all stock removal, use these 3 tools, elevate your game, and create better knives in a faster time, which is what a lot of people are going for. So those are the things that I would suggest if you're trying to do that, because those are the questions that I get asked all the time, and hopefully those were helpful. If they were, let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, that is the end for this video. If y'all would, give the video a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe out there. I will catch y'all next time.